The power of a sports car shouldn't be measured in miles per hour. It should be measured in beats per minute. How much it thrills, excites, leaves you breathless. The power to seize emotions and stir the soul. It's part of our DNA, always will be. And whether gasoline or electric, these machines will forever be engineered to get your heart racing. Own every second.
Okay, I'm Paris Cebulski, who worked as a designer on this car, and like we just talked about this part here, and I tell you, this part was really difficult to design because, you know, this is a metal piece and the door is also a metal piece, and the door is having a door handle even in it, and to stamp out this piece was a really tough thing to manage to do, because once you really try to bend this metal, it goes, you can see this metal piece goes from the A-pillar really down like up to here. It has so much depth in it. To make this piece, we really had to find the perfect solution between the length where this shut line is sitting, how much sculpture we really have, like how much roundness there is to make it stiff. The more roundness you have, the stiffer also the metal got, and especially also the door handles place, and inside all the sections which are on the inside, once you open the door, they also help. And I think there was only one solution to make this shape possible, and I think we found this one exactly while designing it.
And Mark, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, what should I say? Nothing more to say. I love this area. He did a great job. I think it's a masterpiece.
I think this area, like, even this radius is involved, because this is also stamped out, you know, like all this kind of thing. And this, you have to imagine, this whole piece is so complicated. There's so much. It took us, I think, easily like 3/4 of a year to really finally say, okay, this is it. This is how it has to be produced.
Nice.
And usually you would say it's always the front which is the most difficult part to design on a car, because you have sensors, you have pedestrian shock, you have air intake.
Let's have a visit.
Like, this is, as usual, it's just difficult thing to design, because you have many sensors here, you have air intakes, you have to take air in, you have to create a good way, like on the pedestrian shock, that the pedestrian, in the case of an accident, it's softly like bouncing off the hood, and all these kind of things like just gives you so little freedom to design the front. So usually this is the most difficult part to design on a car. But like just what I mentioned, the back in this one is so particular that we just gave much more love and much more time to design this part.
I think it's a brilliant location and design element to hide all the tech stuff, because we always like to ask, hey, where are you going to put the LiDAR, where are you going to put all the tech stuff? And to see it placed in that position, nicely tucked away, is brilliant. I mean, obviously that was by design.
Yeah. I mean, like this is like the Audi single frame is our precious thing, and this is where we put also our precious technology, like in this single frame. It's like Audi and all this kind of technology part all together, wrapped up.
In the future, the single frame has been a radiator. In the past it has been a radiator. In the future, it's a sensor rack.
Thank you.
That,
yep.
I don't know, I'm not allowed to tell you, but maybe this is a production car. I don't know. Maybe, have a look there, maybe a few details.
I mean, definitely the door handles, right?
But what's exactly the same? And you can see the body shape, everything. That's what I told you yesterday. The show car was a body for a pre-production car. That means that's a car, and you can see it's exactly the same. There are only a few details which are different. So back is 100% like the show car, everything. DLO, roof, maybe this, you can see. There's no difference.
Do you feel like this is futuristic enough for the GT Concept?
Honestly speaking, we discussed this a lot, but it's a question of safety as well, you know.
Okay.
Accidents. So this is not the final ones. The final ones will be a lot more, like you said.
More tapered, more tapered.
So, but honestly speaking, we discussed this a lot. Mm-hmm. But I have to say, the car is that attractive that it don't destroy the shape, I have to say. It's my opinion.
And then I guess the other thing we talked
Same headlights, same
headlight
graphic as you can see. Yeah, it's the same car. The air curtains are the same. And they're not fake, you know. You know, on the car, we didn't talk about it yesterday. On a battery electric vehicle, aerodynamic is super important. Sure, it extends the range. And that's why we have the air curtains, we have this bonnet which is open. We have a very flush rocker. You know, it's very important that the wind can always be close on the car, and then there's a hard cut here. So everything is because of aerodynamics.
and then the greenhouse view from the back here as well.
It's always my favorite perspective, you know, this narrow greenhouse, wide body, and you know, the car is super wide, super low, so perfect proportions.
And I noticed the diffuser.
Yeah.
This is
It's exactly like on the show car. You know? This is definitely because aerodynamics is really important on a battery electric vehicle. And you know, so many customers, when we present a battery electric vehicle, they're asking, and it's almost stupid, for exhaust pipes. Come on, exhaust pipe on a battery. Yeah, but we need something. And when we present this to them, we did like a sneak preview with some customers before, and said, oh, that's good, I don't need that. That's good, it looks super sporty. So everybody likes our really aerodynamic diffuser.
So that's not an afterthought. The diffuser is not an afterthought. This was planned in the original design.
Sure. Planned and maybe came out with it because of aerodynamics. It's a result of the wind tunnel.
Okay.
This diffuser. And you can see it, same light graphic.
Can you describe how the spoiler works, since we haven't seen it open yet?
It's this one, yeah, we can show it tomorrow on the show.
Okay.
On the show car as well, and it's this part here which will open. And what's good is, you know, always when the spoiler, the rear end, somehow when it's up, it destroys the shape. Not this time. This looks perfect when it's up. I can show it tomorrow on the show.
Sure, I'm looking forward to it.
It works on the show car, it's not on this one here.
So what's this brake here? There's a little bit of brake here.
That's a shot.
Ah, okay, right, okay.
So it's not like on a fast brake, it's here to open the size of the boot. That's a shot.
So how much of this will get transferred over to the A segment moving forward?
The A segment.
If any.
Now we are working on cars like this right now in A and B segment, so that means A5 as an e-tron. And I can promise you that this is really design-wise and package-wise a concrete teaser for all our smaller segment cars as well. Okay. I want to have, you know, an SUV is an SUV, but a really sporty, low battery electric vehicle, I want to have it really, we are fighting for each meal to reduce the height. Okay. Because I honestly, in my opinion, I think this is the new premium. Really to do a battery electric vehicle low. Because it's a big challenge. Not everybody would be able, or is able to do it like this. Since that's Audi.
Was it a challenge to think of this as the new R8?
It's too early to talk about the new R8, but we have many ideas. Many.
Let me rephrase that. Can this be a family R8?
Yeah, what about imagine, yeah? I can imagine it's a gorgeous technique, a gorgeous platform. I can imagine derivatives of this. That's what I can imagine. I always can something imagine. I'm a designer. But maybe. We will see. In the future.
What other elements can you share with us that will retain exclusive to Audi design?
Definitely. And I told you this yesterday. One of the core elements of our DNA is Quattro. And since with the new A8 and A7 and Q8 and A1, we visualized Quattro with a blister on top of all four wheels. The blister became in this one here like a sculpture, so it's even more three-dimensional than on the new products which we launched last year and this year. So that's the next step. You will see this in each future battery electric vehicle Audi. Really sculpture, really three-dimensional, and a lot softer, you know. A few really very reduced sharp lines, and then with a really soft volume body.
And so in the past, you've got the power dome, obviously.
Yeah.
So what has replaced that, in your opinion? The rocker, has that been kind of a key element now?
You can see this as well. We always try, that's why we have this graphic, for example, there. Because, you know, it's like a heart transplant. The heart of a combustion engine car is the engine. So you can see there's a very low engine. The engine is the bottom is lower than the fender. So this shows there is no combustion engine anymore. That's why we came up with the idea to to design the rocker very expressive, to show that now this is the new heart. The battery pack, which is located in the floor of the car.
And that's why you've got that
and we do this
design element the way it is.
exactly. And you can see on the show car, it's really three-dimensionally shaped in 2 colors, so it visualizes that there is something going on.
So would you, I mean, this might sound offensive to you, but how much of the GT concept was designed by the wind tunnel? How much was it dictated by the wind tunnel?
I would say the wind tunnel, we start with a propulsion model in the beginning in the wind tunnel. So the whole propulsion is, not almost, but many parts are really shaped by the wind tunnel, which is sexy, I would say, you know. And that's the reason why the greenhouse is accelerating that much and creates perfect proportions.
And going back to the original thinking behind the design, what was the first line on the GT concept that you can remember?
Now, it's honestly speaking, the muscles. This is something which I'm really proud of. We never did a surface like this, you know, never. I don't know one in the past, and really this is for us the highlight. To do a surface, and you have to imagine, to tooling this metal sheet, we never did a tooling like this. This is almost, I don't know how many inches. Can you imagine that this is really it's one piece of metal? And we never did it something like this, that extreme.
So when you designed that portion, you didn't think about how it's going to be done. You basically said, we want this shape, and then let the folks
and they came
figure it out.
up with really creative ideas how they bring this white metal sheet in shape, but it's done. And on the car yesterday, it's a metal sheet.
It's funny because when I first saw it last night, and I was standing like right about here, and when you pull it down with Robert Downey Jr., that was the first thing that I saw. My eyes just naturally gravitated toward that
section.
Very
three-dimensional. I love questions. Like to tell, that's the perspective.
Beautiful. Cool. Thanks, Mark.
Pleasure.